It's day 47, man. I feel like these days are going quick, man. Like, yeah. What kind of hit me today was a comment on the video that I posted yesterday, I think it was, or maybe the day before. And basically, shout out to him. I can't remember your name. I feel actually quite bad about it. I'm going to find your name out while I talk. But what he asked me was, he said, first of all, it doesn't matter what time you wake up at, and I'll get to that in a minute, because I wrote him a big reply. I think it was on yesterday's video, so I'm checking it as I talk. But, okay, it was Wanderer. Thank you, Wanderer. You're a fucking legend. Okay, so he wrote on yesterday's video, it doesn't matter when you go to bed, just focus on making money now, in caps on the now, emphasizing the now. Ask yourself this, how much progress is there to 10k after more than a month of videos? So, I saw it and I was like, okay. And I thought about everything I've been doing. And also, I'll start here. I did, I said yesterday that I was contemplating not waking up at 6 a.m. for this monk mode thing and going for 8 a.m. And what I do agree with there is it doesn't matter what time you wake up. By no means it doesn't matter what time you wake up. But my usual time that I wake up is nothing like the usual time. It's not far. It's not very dissimilar from 8 a.m. It's around 8 to 10 a.m. usually. So if I start waking up at 8 a.m., I'm gonna feel like this monk mode, quote unquote monk mode, has got less feel to it, if that makes sense. It won't feel like monk mode. I'll feel a bit like, it'll be so easy to fall into my old habits. I need to be something complete, like that's somewhat different to usual to kind of wake me up every day and be like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Rather than waking up my normal time and it just feels like an everyday kind of day. And although I'll have a schedule if I woke up at 8 a.m., I think that light and day difference between, let's say, 9 a.m. and 6 a.m., like, first of all, there's minimal distractions come 6 a.m. You can just get your head down. There's no reason for you to check your phone in the morning. There's no reason for you to do anything like digitally until later on in the late morning or even early afternoon. So you can kind of just lock in on whatever it is that you know you've got to do in the morning. So that's kind of my reasoning. And if I wake up early, as I have done the last 3 days now, I find myself being so much more productive during the day. And I know I literally woke up on Monday with the worst fucking cold ever. And the same on Tuesday, and then today, I mean, it's been all right, but I've just got the worst fucking sore throat ever. So yeah, it's not nice. It's not making it easy for me. I've got to say, especially getting out of bed. Like me getting out of bed with this current situation I'm in regards to. I'm recording, right? Yeah. In regards to my like cold that I've got, which I never get ill, by the way. It's just fucking. I woke up on Monday with a cold. What are the odds of that? But anyway, got to push through it. It's a whole month, so a few days isn't too much of a problem. I've just got to get through them. But yeah, it's just kind of like going through it. And one of the only kind of things that I said I was going to do this monk mode. Obviously, there were other things that I'm going to doing as well, but the main thing was the 6 a.m. wake up, because my issue is getting out of bed when I wake up straight away. Most of the time I just fall back asleep because I know like the reason I do that, I don't know why it is, because I've got such big aspirations, but then people say, oh, your aspirations aren't big enough, or you don't care enough, you're not disciplined enough, which is exactly what it is. Right? I'm not disciplined enough, whereas there are other people who just get out of bed, right? So yeah, I mean, I've just got to, the mic's in the way. The fucking screen. I've just got to get up. So I'm doing that at 6 a.m. because when I finish the 6 a.m. month and I start waking up at, let's say, 8 a.m., it's going to be much easier. But as long as I get up as soon as I wake up, then I'm onto a winner. So that's what I'm kind of working on at the moment. And yeah, so I'm kind of sticking to that because I want it to be light and day between monk mode and my normal, what it was before. And I want it to feel different. I want my day to feel different. So yeah. And then he also said, as I said, I read out, he said, look at it now, how much progress have you got to making 10k? Rather than be doing all these little shitty processes, objectives, things that I want to do to change, all these productivity hacks, whatever. How much have I actually done to get to 10K? Now, I thought about it and I was like, in terms of finances, they've gone up. I mean, we've closed clients. I've started other things, but as I say, it's outreach and getting them on calls. We've got a lot of people replying, but then they don't come on the call for whatever reason. I think it's the same idea as when you see someone in public and you reply to, and they say to you, "Oh, do you want to come out the weekend? It'd be cool." And you say, "Yeah, why not?" Because you can't think of an excuse there and then. But when it actually comes to it that night, you're like, "Oh, actually, I don't want to go on the call." I don't know. There's a lot of reasons. Other people just come straight on the calls, but there's obviously so many hurdles that you've got to kind of process in entrepreneurship. Like, there's so many different hurdles like that, which is a problem. But yeah, as I say, we've closed clients. It's been good in that regard. But in regards to me getting to 10K, it's not like I've seen a significant. It's not like I've seen a significant difference. Now, I know exactly what it is that I need to do to get that significant difference. I think if my think of it like this, if my family were going to die in the next 3 months or in the next month even, and they would die if I don't make $1 million, like, mate, the amount I'd work, the amount of shit I'd do is like unreal. But because that isn't happening and it's all on me, although it's like important, it doesn't have. It sounds like an excuse, but I mean, I'm just doing. There's nothing. How do I explain this? Like, the outcome isn't as good, no matter what it is, than saving my family. So I will. And there isn't a time frame on it. Like, obviously, I want it as quick as possible. That would be nice, but if it was quick, if it was easy, it wouldn't have its value. But also, it's not. Yeah, because I don't like. It's not necessary. It's not necessary that I have it in the next few months. It's just in my nature and is in human nature not to work as hard because whatever. It sounds like an excuse, but it's just the straight truth, right? So, yeah, I did think about it, and what I do have to say is I've made a lot of progress in regards to work, in regards to discipline, in regards to like my scheduling, in regards to like just my clear like mental state. I don't really get depressed or sad for some reason. I just never have, but my mental state in regards to actually knowing what it is I'm doing, I'm very clear. It's very clear on that regard, so I can work for long periods of time because I know exactly what it is I'm doing. But on the whole, like, it's a good point. It is a good point. I've just gotta get my head down. I think the thing is, right, when I talk in these videos, first of all, I don't want this series to be long. Obviously, it's going to be long. It's not an easy process getting from 0 to 10K a month. But by the way I'm doing it, it's not incredibly hard. Like, if you put it down to figures, you've only got to close a certain amount of clients to get to that kind of thing, right? But yeah, if you see it like another perspective, people like with jobs, they'll never get to 10K a month because they won't. Like, it's not possible with the industry they're in there, and they're just getting a set wage for the amount of value that they provide. And if they're just doing somewhat of a menial task, then they're never going to get to. What reason does the boss have to pay them 10K a month if they're not doing? And then if they're not doing anything outside of their 9-to-5 job, then I mean they're never going to get to 10K a month. So on the whole, just the average person, 10K a month seems like a lot. But if you're going down the route of business, yes, it's still a lot of money, but it's much easier to attain because you're actually doing something that's going to get you to that goal. Simple as that. But because most people don't do things that are going to get them to 10K a month, they'll never get there because they're just doing stuff that's not worth more than 10K and they don't do anything above that. So that's why it seems like a lot. But yeah, in hindsight, like, if you just look at the numbers and how to get to 10K, you literally just got to close a few clients, do the best job in fulfillment wise as you can, and yeah. So of course it's outreach, it's marketing, it's optimizing the issues. I saw a video a while back on. Man, I feel like shit. I can't like. When I feel like shit, I've just got really sore throat. Like I don't think I've had a more sore throat than this like ever. It's weird. It hurts. Obviously hurts the goat, but yeah. What was I saying? I saw a thing by Alex Hormozy a while ago, and it was like analyzing stats, like doing the stats for what it is you're doing. And yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking about something else. Yeah, you do the stats for what it is you're doing, whether it be like what it is at that time, whether it be outreach or just in general in the business, and realizing where you're slacking. Like say your close rate is 10% of the calls you go in, which I mean that's fairly low close rate. But if it was 10%, you'd realize, okay, we're getting enough people on the calls, but we're not closing enough people. So what we need to focus on and put the most of our time into is not only obviously calls, because that's how you actually close the clients, but optimizing the calls. And why are we not why are the calls not coming through as much? So in that way, I've got to kind of look at it from that perspective and be like, okay, what's the problem and what do I need to do to solve that problem? So but this cold's just making me tired, I think. Jesus. Yeah, I need to go to bed. Fuck. Yeah. So what was the problem, and then fixing it from there. But yeah, I don't think there's much more that I need to really say, but on that. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the longer this series takes me, the more credibility I lose, the more like stupid I look. Now it's only been 45 days, but let's say 200 days down the line. Fucking hear stuff. If I haven't made the goal in 200 days, what? And most of my viewers going to be like looking on the YouTube suggested page, like, fucking hell, mate, this guy's been going for 200 days and he's still not there. What a fucking idiot. Well, that's what I kind of think about. It worries me. So I guess it's kind of a good thing because it means I have to work harder. But yeah, it's just getting your head down and doing what needs to be done and realizing what the issues are and start finding a solution to them. As I say, if your close rate is low and everything else is pretty good, then you've got to work on your close rate. Why aren't you closing as many people on the calls? What are you saying? Maybe record the calls, see what the issues are, see what you could say. Why are people tentative? You're not answering it concisely enough? Are you not friendly enough? All these different things go into it. I can just hear audio. But yeah, it's just a case of sorry. It's just a case of just doing the things that are going to move you forward the most. I say this every video. 20% of the things bring you 80% of the results, so focus on those. And it's simply just that. I mean, I've bought a bit of my time back now, so I can focus on other things, which is good. So I have more time to do stuff, and they'll kind of do my job for me to an extent. So yeah, it's stuff that can be like done, right? That I don't need to be there for. So yeah, it gives me more time to work on more valuable things, which is what I'm doing. So that's good. But yeah, in regard to 10k a month, it's like it's just figures, right? It's just like knowing how much you get from each thing and how you actually have to get there, and then having a clear plan of how to do it. I have a clear plan, but I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm in so many minds of like what to do, right? Obviously I've got my agency, then I got the influencer stuff, and then obviously TikTok. Obviously that's I can get that to 10k, but it takes work, it takes consistency. There's also, this sounds naive and stupid, but Fortnite maps. Like, I have a friend who literally makes 500k a month from fucking Fortnite maps. Like, it's fucking crazy. And all he does is just have a certain player base. Like, I think if he gets like 10k players on a Fortnite map a day, like concurrent or something something along those lines. He gets like 10k, 11k in a day, just from that, from a Fortnite map that took him 7 hours to make. Can I add? And then he posted it, and because people play it, and he keeps people on the game for extended periods of time, he gets paid a lot of money for it. I don't know how Fortnite, why they pay so much, because they could literally pay half as much and people would still do the same shit because the money is unreal. Like even 5k a day just from that same amount of players. But I mean, the more incentive you give, the better job they're going to do, and that applies to every kind of thing. Business, if you make a competition within your, let's say, closers, they're going to work harder. If you put like a prize for the person with the most closes at the end of the month, and then the person with the least gets fired, everyone's going to fucking work their tits off to get that, not only get that prize, but not get fired. Unless you're a shit boss, of course. So, yeah, you give incentive, you give a reason for people to go out of their way to do something, like Fortnite are doing, like businesses do to do stuff. Like, okay, we'll give everyone a bonus if they do this. So they do that, because there's an incentive. So, yeah, obviously the higher the incentive, the more people are going to go above and beyond for you, right? But because people will just get a stagnant wage, a stagnant salary. I mean, it's a 20-year-old saying this, so I could be fucking wrong. I'm not saying that my fucking opinion is right. I'm going to keep the same opinion for the rest of my life. But because they have a stagnant salary and they're in their comfort zone with that salary, they can pay their bills, they can go on holidays once or twice a year, they can pay whatever, they can do this. There's no like major negative, as long as they can still afford everything that they're doing in their life. And they have minimal aspirations, or they're lazy, of course you're just going to do the bare minimum at your job. That's just in their nature because they're lazy, but also there's no reason for them to work any harder because they're getting paid that wage regardless, so they're just going to do the bare minimum that doesn't get them fired. So yeah, giving incentive in any kind of business is like important as fuck. So yeah, it's that, but also treating your works with respect. But obviously not friending them so much that they then take advantage of that friendship and think they can get away with certain things. So there's a balance, of course. But yeah, this doesn't really relate to my 10k a month thing, but yeah, it's just being consistent, right? If I do exactly what I said I was going to do in yesterday's video in regard to my schedule for the next 30 days, mate, my life will fucking change. But that consists of not using social media until certain times because it doesn't bring me any positives, just gets me distracted, and focusing on one thing at a time. And even I said that yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I'm so motivated to go and do this. I'm so fucking motivated. But still, because I guess obviously I'm not perfect, I would still fall into that trap of habitually searching up Twitter. So I need to just block them, like literally just block them until, let's say, 1 p.m. and focus on the deep work that I know I've got to do and not get distracted by Discord, by WhatsApp, by whatever it is, and just stay focused on that one thing. So heard it from here. I'm gonna say that I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna block. I literally got a blocker for YouTube. I've got a blocker for Twitter. I've got a blocker for my everything on my phone. So I'm gonna implement them tomorrow. I didn't do that today. I don't actually know why. It didn't actually cross my mind. But yeah, I sound incredibly naive. I know. And I feel like I as much as my newsletter is called Walk Don't Talk, I'm doing a lot of talking and not as much walking as I'm saying the day prior. So don't get me wrong, I'm still doing stuff, but I know I could be better. 100%. I mean, you can always be better, but I'm making a lot of mistakes that I look back at the end of the day in hindsight, I'm like, mate, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So, yeah, it's just a process. But, yeah, other than that, I mean, today's been good, man. It's been good, like in regards to the working. I woke up at 6, I'm fucking shattered now. I need to go to bed. But yeah, it's been good. I mean, I worked on the website stuff. I've bought back my time. I had to organise all of that with him, like explain everything on a call. So that was pretty long-winded, but we sorted that. And then yeah, I edited a shit ton of TikToks. Posted them as well. I need to start the storage on my phone because I can't actually download half of them because I'm literally on max storage the whole time, which is a pain in the ass, but it's alright. And then, I'm gonna be quiet just in case. I bought my mum a Christmas present this year. Bought my mum a Christmas present, and if you don't know me personally, my mum and I especially are massive tennis fans. So, I bought tickets to the Rolex Paris Masters. That's what it's a ATP 1000 tournament, which is like you've got Wimbledon, you've got the Australian Open, US Open, Roland Garros, which is the French Open, and then under that you've got the ATP 1000s. So they're like the ones just below the main Grand Slams, which is still like proper big. They're like I can't put it into other terms, but they're fucking big, right? So I bought tickets to that. So my mum, obviously I've got to organise the rest of the trip, but my mum and I are going to go to Paris next year to watch that. That'd be cool. And the tickets I got are day and evening. So you either pay for the day tickets or the evening tickets, and I got both for the same day. And that consists of 4 quarterfinals, so all quarterfinals of the tournament. So you see the people that are obviously going to be in the final, the people that are in the semi-final, and obviously the people who have got all the way to the quarterfinals. They're all good. I mean, last year you've got like Djokovic, you've got Rune, you've got Alcaraz, probably Nadal maybe, depending on how he comes back. But yeah, I mean, none of you really care. I just thought I'd let you know on that. That's pretty cool. So that should be cool next year. But in regards to this, if I want to do more things like that, and also be able to travel on my own more and live on my own, like in different countries and stuff. Obviously, I live on my own. I don't live on my own now. I live with my parents now. But that's one, because it allows me to save money. 2, because I don't spend money really, and I don't have any intention of moving to anywhere in the UK. So I need to find somewhere in the EU to move. That I'm like content with, and also I can see people and not be a complete no one. So yeah, it's a process. To do that, I also wouldn't mind increasing my income like quite considerably prior. I don't necessarily have to be at 10, but I'd like it to be maybe 5 or 6. So yeah, but anyway, currently I'm living fine. I mean, it sounds bad, but I've never it might be a bad thing actually, but I've never had a proper job, which is, I don't know. It has its positives, it has its negatives. Some people would call it flex. Other people would call it I feel like it kind of gives me a naive construct of the world somewhat, because I don't actually understand that 9 to 5 as well as people who have done it do. So of course I'm gonna be naive in that regard. I understand that. I've been into workplaces during the day. I went and did a whole day at WeWork, like at the actual headquarters. I didn't go to WeWork to work. I went to the headquarters in London. Nice voice crack. So yeah, that was cool. So I've kind of got an understanding there, but yeah, I don't actually know where I was going with that. It's just, yeah, I know what I've got to do. I know what I've fucking got to do. But there's so much resistance around it, and there's always a distraction. There's fucking Fortnite here because of the new season. I had never played Fortnite for like 3 years, and I've come back and I'm playing it like every other day at the moment. And it's not like it's completely ruining my time, and I don't think that I'm losing credibility by saying that, because I know that people frown upon video games in this space considerably, but I don't play it until like 6-7 p.m. and I'm making sure I get at least 7 hours sleep a night with the 6 a.m. wake up. So maybe play 2 hours a day, 3 sometimes, but not often. And I mean, the season ends in like 2 days, so when the OG map's gone, you won't see me on that game again. You can take my fucking word for that shit. But yeah, it's just a case of using my time intentionally, as I say every single video, and minimizing distractions. Simple as that. I feel like I've just kind of waffled so much about so many things, but that's the dead straight point. And also I need to just get clients, man. Get clients, do the best job you can, and if you can do a good job, you're gonna get good testimonials, as we've got, and you can just keep going forward from there. So yeah, the only problem is there's a lot of saturation in the space, but gives you competition. Competition is a good thing in a way, but also it makes it much harder to get clients, because even if you're doing this SMMA now, a lot of people still point it out. All of these fucking leads that you're going to get, most of them are already being fucking outreached to. It's be rare that you get one that hasn't. Obviously, there's going to be people who've got outreach before, but yours is more like enticing, or maybe they've got a bit more revenue they can spend, or they're looking at that specific service. So obviously, you might intertwine somewhat there, but on the whole, a lot of people have just been mass outreached to by so many different people trying to be like the next E-Man Gadsby. So, and that's not what I'm doing. I'm working with influencers on short form translation, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just maximizing stuff really. I don't think there's much more I need to really say, but we'll wake up again at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then we work distractionless from 6:30 until midday or 2 p.m. and then we go to the gym, and then we get home, and then we consume knowledge, not consume TikTok. We consume knowledge from intentional YouTube videos or reading, and then I just kind of like wind down, go to bed at 10, and we go again on Friday, and then the same on Saturday until I leave to go to my granny's house, and then yeah, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So it's just focusing on the next 2 days, especially, and then doing what I can Saturday, Sunday. But with that said, I don't think there's much more I really need to go over. I feel again that this video hasn't been as good as my up until yesterday's video. Today and yesterday's video, I feel like there isn't much value I'm kind of giving. It's just kind of me venting about my problems, or venting about what the issues are and what I need to do to solve them. But I guess it's somewhat real, but at the same time it's I don't know. Anyway, I can't say how much I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much, Wanderer, as well, for that comment. Really woke me up and made me realise, yeah, because I want to get this thing done as soon as possible. It's obviously it's a process, but also I want to get to it as quick as possible. First of all, not to embarrass myself. I don't want to be sat here for the next 3 years uploading daily videos. I'm probably going to have nothing to talk about come those 3 years. It shouldn't take me 3 years, honestly, if I actually get my head down. I could probably do it in 3 months if I get my head down. I could do it in less than 3 months. It's just getting your head down, simple as that, and minimizing distractions and staying disciplined. And if your friends come and ask you, "Hey, do you want to play Fortnite? Hey, do you want to go out drinking?" I don't really drink anyway, but example like that, you've just got to be able to say no, and just keep your head down and keep going. And if you think you're missing out on stuff, I don't think most of the time you're not missing out on stuff. The only time you may be missing out on stuff is if your friends contact you and say, "Hey, we're going on holiday in 2 months. Do you want to come?" Maybe if you don't go to that, you're missing out. It depends how much you value your friends, how much you care about them, and are they friends that are kind of on the same wavelength as you, or are you on a different path to them? To which I don't really advocate for just completely cutting friends off, because I just think that's a dick move, especially close ones that you went to school with, that you actually are close with. If you've got any, you still talk to, but if they're not moving forward and they're kind of in that drinking kind of phase, like most people my age are, then just kind of tune down the time that you spend with them. Though it sounds like a prick move, it's just straight facts. It's just nothing. You don't gain anything from it, right? I know it sounds like toxic productivity, but there's so many people in the world. There's so many people that you can meet that are going to be so similar to you. You've just got to get to that position to then go and meet them. And last thing I'll say, I saw this thing. I can't remember who I saw it from, but you get into a stage of life to which you're building, like I am now. You're building, and you're building to an extent that you're no longer friends with your old friends. We're friends, but you kind of don't talk that much. And then you obviously don't have your new friends because you haven't built that net worth. So you're just kind of hustling on your own, and that's where I'm at right now. So it's good having these YouTube comments. Obviously, I have a few friends in the space, but on the whole, I'm kind of on my own to an extent, so just working things out, learning as I go, and doing the best I can. Simple as that. And in all honesty, I haven't been doing the best I can. I really haven't. I know I can do better, but regardless of how I'm working, I'm going to be able to do better. So we'll go again tomorrow. Hopefully I don't feel like shit, man. I just got to work for it regardless, but yeah, hopefully I feel a bit better tomorrow. But yeah, that said, I don't think there's much more I need to really go over. I just think a lot of you kind of relate to the situation I'm in right now. So, yeah, I appreciate your comments so much. And maybe in the future I'll create a Discord group, but I need more of I feel like I need a bit more of a community before I do that. So, yeah, appreciate you boys. Thank you for watching these videos. Fucking means the world. And we'll wake up tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and we go from there. But yeah, it's just fucking working on one thing at a time with minimal distractions. That's simply it. If you know what you're doing, you fucking do that thing. Minimal distractions. But yeah, thank you for watching. And one more thing I'll add. Don't make as big, like, try and minimize the amount that you kind of like build up to the task in your head. Because if you put it off for ages, you're going to think, oh, this is this fucking massive task, and you keep putting it off. If you can just kind of like just get to it when you get to it, you're going to be moving forward so much more. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's how like the high level people work. They just do one thing, then the other thing, the other thing. It's just momentum, right? Yeah, as I say, this last thing I'll say. Sorry, I always do this like every video. I add something onto the thing I'm talking about. Yeah, you get in that stage of like you're doing laundry or you're tidying a room, and then because you're already in that momentum of tidying a room, and you kind of like just get in the flow state of tidying a room, you're like, okay, I'm tidying my room now. Fuck it, I'll just do this thing. I'll go and do the laundry as well. Okay, I'll go and do this thing. I'll go and do this thing. I'll go and do this, and you get caught in that stage of momentum. So it's the same kind of thing with even tasks on your computer. Although they're not as physical, it's the same kind of principle, right? So yeah, if you can get into that stage of momentum, you're going to be like unstoppable. And I'm just thinking out loud because I know that's going to be the case with me. Just gotta fucking do it. So anyway, thank you for watching. Don't think there's anything more I want to say. Just appreciate you boys. Thank you for the support and everything you fucking say, and you comment and you like and you subscribe. Fucking like, I know you're all on the same wavelength as me, so it makes it even more valuable. And you're all kind of like people I can be friends with and stuff in the future or even now. But yeah, I just want to get a bit more of a following first before I start community, because I feel like it's just a bit egotistical to upload. Nice voice crack. Bit egotistical for me to upload a few videos, and get a few subscribers and be like, now we're going to make a community. Yeah, this is cool. So maybe I'll do it a bit further down the line. Anyway, I appreciate you boys. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow night. And I promise from the bottom of my heart, when I wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, I won't get distracted, regardless if I'm tired. If I do get distracted, I'm going to use it intentionally. I'll be like, okay, 30 minutes on this fucking timer. This timer, 30 minutes, work a bit for 30 minutes, then after that 30 minutes, I'm going to go on Twitter for fucking 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and I'm just on Twitter, or I'm just on YouTube. But YouTube I don't really need unless I get into the end of the day, which is consumer thing. But if I really fucking want to go on that thing, I'm going to be disciplined enough to at least last that. I know I'm doing a dopamine detox, but Twitter is kind of like part of my personal brand as well. Not necessarily tweeting, but I've got to reply to cold DMs that I send, all this kind of stuff. So it all kind of intertwines. It's quite hard to quit social media, but again, a lot of it's an excuse. Remove. Tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Well, I wake up at 6, but after I've had a shower and whatever. 6:30 a.m. Just fucking lock in on exactly what it is that I'm doing, and I'm gonna feel incredibly fulfilled at the end of the day, as I kind of do today. But I just know I can do more. Always can be doing more, but it's building it up. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow night. Thank you. Appreciate all of you fucking legends. Okay. Goodbye. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.